Hey guys, Andrew coming at you. Welcome again to my channel. This is the episode where I answer your questions. I go through my comments and I try to respond to as many questions as I can. Questions about Sweden, questions about Netflix, because I've had some questions about that. Just overall questions and comments. And it's my chance of feedback to you guys. I'm very excited because a week from today I will be in the US, but I had a chance to make a video today. And I just think about how much I actually really love having this YouTube channel and making quality videos. Maybe I'll be able to edit soon. Like I said, I won't know when I'm going to get my laptop when I'm home, but I am thinking about making that decision. I got a bunch of questions first from Santiago Ferrari, which is an awesome name. A couple comments on different videos, but I'll try to go through those really quickly. He was talking about Facebook. Facebook is dead nowadays. It's only a fraud for advertisements. I have a video about why I think Facebook is dying. You might want to check it out. It's a popular one on there. Everyone I know is, and this is Santiago Ferrari again, everyone I know is using Facebook less and YouTube more. The reason, Zillion, you mentioned yourself, is Facebook fills the feed with a lot of ads and stuff. Absolutely. I've seen that a lot now too. See it with things that I'm interested in browsing. That's what Facebook does. For me, I just think that Facebook overall is like an older generational thing, that the younger generations are using different forms of social media. Also, I don't know if I think that Facebook is the best medium. It's the best for getting your stuff out there. Believe me, as a musician, when I play gigs and do everything else, it makes sense for me to use Facebook, but I use it reluctantly. Facebook is not something that I feel passionate, happy to use at all. So thank you very much, Santiago Ferrer. And I think I got a few on, well, you liked my comments on socialism and capitalism. That's great to hear. I'm glad that you liked that. But then this question is in regards to Sweden, and that is, how is the average food there? Is it expensive to get healthy meals? This is interesting because when I talk to my girlfriend about this, I, as an American, like to go out once a week and get food somewhere. I think that's just a very American thing. Not the same in Sweden, though. I think going out to get food is kind of more of a big deal and not something you do every week. Now, it doesn't mean that a bunch of guys don't do it in Sweden, maybe get a kebab or pizza. I'm sure there's plenty of us that have a hard time cooking overall, but it is more important to do it every once in a while, and it kind of seems a good thing. Yeah, I've noticed that meat's expensive in Sweden, and I think that overall the healthy stuff is healthy, but I'm sure if you want to eat ultra healthy, it's going to be healthier, or more expensive is what I was trying to say. It's definitely going to be more expensive, but it's okay. But I mean, when you ask me, I would say everything's more expensive in a grocery store than in the U.S., but probably overall some of the foods are better quality as far as health goes, where they're coming from, and probably the animals are treated a little bit better. I mean, that would be my hope anyways. But I've definitely noticed that meat is expensive, and there's certain items that are quite more expensive. So that is important as well. Got one from Fikable, and if you want to check out Fikable's channel, he has a couple where he speaks Swedish, and he's also American living in Sweden. Thinking it'd be fun to do a collab with him at some point, which I'm going to talk to him about. But he lives in Lund with his family, and he's starting to get into long distance running. He asked me about the marathon, and I want to say, yeah, the Stockholm Marathon went really great. I enjoy running, and I'll have to pick a goal later. It's weird when you finish. Like, now that I'm a week out, I'm like, what am I going to do now? I always kind of have that feeling when I finish the marathon or just finish a big race, is I'm always kind of tired. Christina states that it would be nice to see some of the landscape and something that I find in my typical area. Also, could you show us things or talk about things you miss in Sweden? This is talking about what I want to talk about at home in the States. Thanks, Christina. You always give me awesome comments, and I'm sure there'll be one point where my YouTube channel has just kind of reached a point where it's so big that I can't answer everybody's comments all the time. But as long as I can answer as many as I can at one time, then it'll be very interesting, and I really appreciate these because they give me like ideas today to go through. So yeah, and I'm looking forward to enjoying the time with my family. There's a couple unique things about where I'm from in Pennsylvania, which I think would be interesting that I can talk about, but I'll talk about it when I'm home, and I think it'll be cool to get a change of scenery. I just don't know how long it'll take to get a laptop, or some simple things I need to fix, or how I'm going to do the editing, or maybe I'll go without a mic. We'll just figure it out, but it's going to be about 7 weeks that I'm home, and I want to keep the channel going and growing. I got a couple more critical ones about my Netflix review, so I'm going to go through some of what I've said and what he said, but I don't think this is bad. I like criticism. I think it's good. So Kenneth Carpenter says, "Have you ever been watching Netflix? They have changed the movie selection, and they haven't changed the movie selection in 6 months because I have one of my most popular videos is about I think Netflix is very worth it. Maybe one or two here and then, but it's so horrible. About 50% of the content is international movies. I don't know what country you're in, so that's important. This is me talking about watching Netflix in Sweden, first of all. Then the other one I got was, in fact, you select Netflix originals. I doubt you will be fond of anything you want to watch in that category. Do research before trying to preach like you actually know what's going on." Maybe not the best comment, but then I responded with some TV shows. But I want to see what he said here at the end because I did not see this. "I agree, but the major issue is Netflix won't change the selection. Some of the movies have been there for more than a year, and I shouldn't take a person 45 minutes. Oh, okay, so kind of criticism, and I think it's a valid point, has to do with the movies. However, I believe that Netflix has already kind of made that shift. Netflix has stated that it's going to make its own original content. So for me, shows like House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, Masters of None, Bloodline, The Crown, Sense8, Narcos, Stranger Things are all great series in my opinion, is what I said in my stats. And there's many more. Plus on top of that, they come out with new documentaries that I'm interested in, and they've come out with original movies, War Machine, and there was a couple other movies this year that were all newer reviews with Netflix, the movies I mean. And I've been happy with all of them. I don't think they're perfect, but I think that they're kind of excellent overall. And I very much enjoyed them. And I think it's worth, for me, the 99 crowns I pay a month. And on top of that, think about it, Kenneth, if you find one other person that's willing to pay that, you're paying like $4 a month for that much entertainment. Now, are the movies not always good selection? I can understand that. It must depend on what country you live in. But I think just for the television shows alone and the documentaries that it's worth it. And I like that they're buying newer movies. I feel like I can at least find 1 to 2 movies a month that I want to watch on there. And if you figure what you're going to pay for a brand new movie, I still think the amount of content that you go to Netflix is worth it. I have not used Amazon Prime, and I have not used HBO on the go so much. They have HBO Nordic in Sweden. Maybe I'll switch to it. But so far, I've been a very happy Netflix customer. I've seen the stock grow, and I really believe in the company. So maybe I'm biased in that respect, but I respect your opinion, and thank you for making a comment on my video, sir. And I hope you have a nice one. So let's go to because I like criticism. I think criticism is great. It's always easy to think you're the best, you know. So then finally, unum septum here. Unun. Okay, I think that's right. Otherwise, I'm going to try to get your name. I might have messed it up. But you've watched all 4 episodes. Great to know I have a fan. Welcome to the channel. You mentioned that taking electronics would be less... this is another question about Sweden. You mentioned that taking electronics with you to Sweden was less expensive. Did you have to buy an electronic adapter? When I got my computer, a lot of the plugs for like PC computers in Sweden, you can just switch. So like you'll have your adapter with the power source. I guess that's the power, not the power brick, whatever that is, for the original charge port from the computer to that power thing. And then you can get the little plug thing switched here. I've either in an office, like you'll see it in a work office, it's easy to switch, but I think going to any computer store, that would be fine. You could buy an adapter if you need one. I definitely always go with an adapter, or I use eBay to buy some of my electronic stuff for laptops and game consoles. But other than that, I really haven't had any problems. I bought an adapter when I first came, but now it's so simple to just buy one in a store, like for an iPod or an iPhone, or just a phone in general. It's just a switch, and most things are micro USB, so you can use most of the stuff you need, so that part's good. Could you also talk about practical issues, like internet, utilities, foods costs? I've compared statistics, but like to hear from persons. Okay, well, funny story, when I first came to Sweden and used the internet, I didn't know that I had internet. And this is going to be a longer video, so I hope for some of you this one's worth it. But I didn't know I had internet. And I thought I didn't know what happened. This is more of a miscommunication. My apartment, a lot of things are combined in compartments. So I actually went to this coffee shop, go there every day, check my email because I had not started work yet. It was like a weird in between. This was 5 years ago. And I found out later that I had internet, and all I had to do was just plug an Ethernet cable in my wall, and then I was good to go. But from there, I got options for internet. So for me, internet was included in my apartment, but I pay about an extra $15, $20 a month to get faster internet, which I think is totally worth it. So I think internet prices are reasonable here. Utilities were included in my apartment. Food costs, I think food's more expensive than in the United States, but you can find a way to eat cheaper. It's probably easier. The most easy way to do it, and the way I see a lot of people do it, is to actually cook food at home all at once, and then have your your lunches planned throughout the week, your lunches, your meals. I think planning your meals is better. And although I love to just eat out in general, the American in me loves that, I'm going to work more to try to plan my meals as well, because I just think it's better for my overall health to plan my meals a little bit better. So that's my plan as well. So we have that. So we have the food costs. Yeah, so that would be the main thing. Also, I would always say the one thing that I think is cheap definitely in Sweden is phone service. I think it's really reasonable. Maybe I can do a whole video on phone service someday, but definitely not now. As always, guys, if you like this video, I think this is fun when I get a chance to communicate with you guys in this way. It feels really good to do. Just go ahead and give me a like. Feel free to ask me more questions here. It might take me a little longer to get back to you. Hopefully I can maybe have one more video to pump out here. But if not, this might be the only one this week before I fly away. Please be cool with that. And I don't really have anything else. I just wanted to say thank you very much for continuing to follow my channel. It's been great. And thanks for the comments. It gives me ideas of things to talk about. I'm glad that you find me to be interesting, as I give you that awkward silence. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care.